Welcome to MACS, the Michigan Acute Care Surgery Collaborative. The purpose of this video is to give participating centers an overview of the validation visit process. It is important to note that the validations we do are not of a punitive nature. Continued education and improvement across the collaborative really is the goal. We have seen significant declines in error rates among the MTQIP centers over the years since starting validations. This means that when we look at the data these centers submit and review the reports, we know they are accurate. In other words, we really are comparing apples to apples. Everything we are going to go over in this video can also be found on the MTQIP website. Simply go to mtquip.org, then Resources, then MACS, and then scroll down to the bottom. The validation area is where you can find copies of the IT letter, the remote validation summary, an outline of the validation process, and the case selection algorithm used to choose cases for validation. All validation participants need a remote access agreement and a business associate agreement executed to have remote validation performed. If you are new to MACS and your hospital also participates in the MTQIP collaborative, these agreements should already be complete. A scheduling poll will be sent out on a quarterly basis to centers due for validation. The centers can select a date on a first-come, first-served basis. If a center is unable to schedule a visit for that quarter, then they will be added to the next poll. If a center does not schedule a visit by end of year, they will lose the points associated with validation. This is an example of what the scheduling poll will look like. Please select the available date you want and follow the provided instructions. Once that date has been chosen and confirmed, it will be removed from the poll. To allow all participants maximum flexibility and to ensure all available dates are selected, each poll intentionally has more participants than slots. Centers will receive a scheduling confirmation email once the validation date is signed up for. The workflow for validation is broken down into approximately a 4-week process. 4 weeks prior to your validation, you will receive an email that will include the IT letter, validation process form, and the Zoom conference link. The case list itself will be uploaded to your Dropbox once created. At this point, it is the MACS Center's responsibility to provide their IT department with a copy of the IT letter, the validation process, and the validation date. The IT staff, in turn, need to ensure that MACS validators receive EMR login credentials and instructions on how to access your EMR. This can take some time, and IT may request additional information from the validators, so getting this information to them after receiving validation confirmation is imperative. 1 week prior to your validation, MACS validators will test our login credentials and make sure we can not only log into your EMR, but also confirm that we have the proper view. We will let the center know once this is done. We will then use this week to audit the selected cases. On the day of validation, MACS validators and the center staff will meet remotely to go over the abstracted material and review any differences found between the data reported by the center and the data captured by the validators. A copy of the validation forms will be provided in the members' Dropbox folder. Members are welcome to print these out to take notes during the reconciliation meeting, but the forms are also presented on the screen. At this time, a summary of the validation will also be reviewed, which will provide the discrepancy rate, a breakdown of the types and number of errors found, and the overall consistency rate. This form will also be uploaded to the center's Dropbox folder prior to meeting. In the event of discrepancies, the center can submit an appeal identifying or reviewing your source in the medical record. Each appeal will be reviewed, and a determination will be made as to whether the discrepancy will be removed or will remain in accordance with the data dictionary. Once an appeal is complete, or if no appeal is entered, MACS will provide a final data validation report to the center. This usually takes approximately 4 weeks. For case selection, a general sort is run on all cases in order to select ones that meet specified criteria for abstraction. This sorts out any case that is a mortality, as well as those with a length of stay greater than 14 days with no occurrence or complications. From there, a disease-specific sort will be run to choose cases from each disease bucket. There are specifications attached to each type of disease that will flag them for selection. Please take time to review the specifications as noted in this video or by going to the MTQuip website under MACS. Following the initial sort, there will be a randomized selection of each case type, and 2 cases from each disease bucket will be chosen for validation. Centers will receive email notification that the case list has been uploaded to your Dropbox. The raw data for case list is pulled from the most recent submission that has been cleaned up and finalized, so once the case list is created, this will be the raw data used for the validation. Changes made to these charts after the case list has gone out will not affect validation results. There is a clear breakdown of the case selection algorithm we just reviewed on the mtquip.org website under the Resources/MACS tab, which makes it easy to see the types of charts that will be pulled. We are always trying to improve our process and to make things clearer for you as abstractors. If you have a suggestion that you think may help with this, please feel free to submit it. There is an area in the MACS section of the mtquip.org website where you can go to do this. There is no guarantee that your suggestion will be put into effect, but even so, it may show us areas that we can improve on. Please feel free to contact us with any questions or clarifications you may need. Thank you for watching.